What's going on, guys? It's Jeff for Mad Hatter's Reef, and today we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 mistakes made when stalking saltwater fish. What's going on, guys? We're back with another video, and if you're new to Mad Hatter's Reef, this is where I talk about everything saltwater tank related. So if you love saltwater tanks like I do, gently press that subscribe button in the face. What's going on, guys? We're back with another video, and today we're talking top 10 mistakes made when stalking saltwater fish. And the idea of this video came from a book by Mike Paletta. And if you're new to the hobby, this is a book that I would strongly recommend, The New Marine Aquarium. And it was written by Mike Paletta in 2002. And it is a very, very solid book for people that are looking to get started in the hobby. And if you've been in the hobby for 6 months to a year, this book probably will still offer you a good amount of value. And if you don't know who Mike Paletta is, Mike is actually a contributor to Reef Builders. He also writes articles for Reef to Reef and is commonly featured on the American Reef channel with many of his own personal aquariums and a lot of the stuff that he works on. So if you want to check this book out, there's a link in the description below. I just wanted to let you guys know that the idea for this video actually does come from this book, and that if you want to check it out, there is a link available to this book. So show Mike some love and buy his book. We're also going to be giving away a $25 gift certificate to Premium Aquatics to one lucky subscriber who left a comment and hit the thumbs up on last week's video. And we're going to be giving away the Your Choice Aquatics DC10 protein skimmer, which I did a review for Premium Aquatics YouTube channel, and we're going to be giving that away in this video as well. Alright, that's enough out of me. Let's jump into today's video, where we're going to take a look at the top 10 mistakes made when stalking saltwater fish.
Coming in at number 10 on our top 10 list of stalking mistakes is constantly adding one more fish to the tank. There is a certain amount that your tank can handle, and when you're setting up your reef tank, most of the time your filtration system is set up for the tank size, not necessarily for the amount of fish that are in the tank. With that being said, with constantly adding more fish to the tank, you are going to eventually outgrow your filtration system, which is going to add more stress to the tank and possibly lead to huge bioload problems. Coming in at number 9 on our top 10 common stalking mistakes is buying fish by price rather than by source. When it comes down to it, buying fish at the lowest price possible, you are going to be sacrificing one thing or another. It is very difficult for a large chain to provide excellent service when it comes to the saltwater aquarium hobby. But all in the same breath, I've been to some local fish stores that have been just as bad. Unfortunately, when it comes down to it, paying bottom dollar will give you the bottom result. Coming in at number 8 on our top 10 common stalking saltwater fish mistakes is adding aggressive species first. When you are stalking a saltwater tank, it is very important that you know the aggression level of the fish that you want to put into that tank. Not that long ago, I put a video together that really kind of breaks down this very subject, and I'm going to put a link to that in the description below if you want to check it out. On the extreme side of this topic, if you have aggressive fish or semi-aggressive fish in the tank already and they're established, and then add a peaceful fish to the tank, you are going to be very disappointed with the results. Coming in at number 7 on our top 10 list is not allowing space for your fish to grow. Just so you know, this is Photoshop. This is not an actual tang in a goldfish bowl. But that being said, this image is really going to hit some nerves probably for some people. If you have a tang in a small tank, it has a higher risk of becoming infected with things like ick or some other disease, and the reason being is they are used to being in the ocean. And then if you take that fish and place it into a very small tank, it is going to be unhappy. It's going to become unhealthy and be more susceptible to diseases and parasites. Coming in at number 6 on our top 10 common mistakes made when stalking saltwater fish is buying large, mature specimens rather than starting with juveniles or small adults. Now, this is something that I've recently experienced with my clownfish that I put in my 220 gallon. So I had bought an older clownfish to go with my juvenile clownfish to try to create the situation where one becomes female and the other one's male, and I create my pair for possibly eventually breeding. When I added them eventually to the 220 gallon, the larger one went ballistic and did everything in its power to basically become the boss of the tank. And I've heard about clownfish being aggressive, especially when they become established pairs, but this larger clownfish was probably one of the biggest bullies I think that I've ever had in my time with keeping saltwater tanks. I think it's more enjoyable to buy a fish and allow it to grow and watch it as it matures. And it just seems like usually you get better fish and better results that way. Coming in at number 10 on our top 10 saltwater fish stocking mistakes is big fish are aggressive and little fish are nice. This is most definitely not the case, and if you've had the luxury of keeping a damselfish, which is the little blue guy in the right corner, they are absolute monsters. Now, for those of you that think damsels are absolute angels, don't start writing your hate mail yet, because there always is exceptions to the rule. And for the other fish in the upper left-hand corner, that is a fox-faced rabbitfish, and these guys are generally considered peaceful. The one consideration that you need to take with the fox-faced rabbitfish is that they have a venomous dorsal and anal fin spines. So if you mishandle this fish, you are going to get a nasty, nasty sting. Coming in at number 4 on our top 10 common stocking of saltwater fish and the mistakes that can be made with that. This title keeps changing. Number 4 is mismatching fish of different temperaments. Now, kind of touches on our earlier tip where we were talking about not adding aggressive species first. But one thing that we didn't touch on was aquarium setups that are designed around temperament. And a really good example of that would be a predator tank. So a tank that would contain eels and certain types of wrasses, as well as puffer fishes and triggers. That would be an example of a predator tank. Now, if you own this tank and threw in a yellow Watchman goby, you really wouldn't be shocked to find out when the lights turned on the next morning that that fish became a snack for somebody. Coming in at number 3 on our top 10 common stocking mistakes with saltwater fish is adding a new fish without adequate social acclimation. Now, this is a topic that is getting spoke about more and more frequently, and really what it comes down to is when you are adding a fish, most often you're doing everything that you possibly can to acclimate that fish. You're quarantining it, and then you put it in your tank, and then it gets the snot kicked out of it. And you had no idea that that was going to happen. Well, if you just took an extra step in that regimen and basically put the fish in the tank in a glass container of some sort, and just to see how it was going to act with the tank mates, is going to give you an indication whether or not that fish is going to make it and be successful in your tank. This is something that I'm going to look at a little bit more this year, because I'm going to be adding more fish to the 220 gallon, but I have some fish that have kind of set up their little pecking order, and I'm a little concerned as to what is going to happen when I add more fish. Coming in at number 2 on our top 10 common mistakes when stocking saltwater fish is overstocking your tank. There is only so much bioload that one tank can handle. And if you are in a fish-only system, that really isn't that big of a deal. But when you get into the keeping of coral and full-blown reef tanks, and there is a point where your chemical filtration, your biological filtration, and your mechanical filtration can no longer keep up with the bioload, and that's when you start to see big problems with the tank and even potential crashes. This is a subject that I'm going to dive into a little bit deeper in a upcoming video, so if you want to stay on the up and up, hit that bell so you can stay notified every time I upload a new video. Coming in at number 1 on our top 10 list of common mistakes made when stocking saltwater fish is not quarantining fish. If you have never experienced any sort of parasite and or fish disease, congratulations. For the rest of us, we're not so lucky, so we make sure that we quarantine our fish before adding them to our display tank, and this simple step can drastically reduce the risk of introducing parasites and diseases that can harm our fish into our display tanks. I do have quite a few videos on quarantining fish, so I'm going to be including those in the description below if you want to check those out.
Alright guys, so that was our top 10 common mistakes made when stocking saltwater fish, and I hope what you get out of this video is some type of baseline of information to help you be a little bit more successful when you're adding fish to your reef tank. There's going to be some more links in the description below that will take you a little bit deeper into some of the information that we touched on today, but ultimately I hope this video was helpful and gave you a little bit of information to help you be a little bit more successful. So for the question of the week, what is the most difficult part of figuring out the process of adding saltwater fish to a reef tank? Leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and subscribe, and next week you may be a winner of a $25 gift certificate to Premium Aquatics. That being said, we're going to jump into our random YouTube comment video selector type thing so we can pick a winner from last week's video for the $25 gift certificate this week.
All right, here we are. We're going to pick the winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Hit the button. And Patrick Clark, you have won yourself a $25 gift certificate.
Congratulations to the winner. I'm going to reach out to you so we can get that $25 gift certificate to you. And thank you for being a subscriber of Mad Hatter's Reef. So now we're going to jump into the random comment picker selector type thing again so we can award somebody the Your Choice Aquatics DC10 protein skimmer provided to us by Premium Aquatics.
Here we are. We're going to pick the winner of the Your Choice Aquatics protein skimmer. Hit that button. Greg Williams, you have won yourself a skimmer.
Congratulations. I hope this protein skimmer is useful and helps you keep a successful reef tank. I'm going to reach out to you via Premium Aquatics so we can get that protein skimmer out to you. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you can stay up to date every time that I upload a new video. That's going to do it for today. I'll see you guys next time right here with a brand new video.